It's your boy Devin Styles. Today I'll be doing a blowout, which is basically a neck fade and temple fade. So let's get into the haircut, guys. Let's go. So as you see right now, I'm just establishing a guideline in the back of his nape area, creating a ball fade so that I can fade into the rest of the hair. This just gives me a starting point, basically. After that, I shift into my actual trimmers, and I start with my clipper closed, and I just start to go up from closed to halfway open to gradually blend that fade in. After I create the one guideline, usually, guys, I just create the next guideline until I fade each guideline out. Now, there's other ways to fade. This is just my way of fading. So, you know, if you choose to fade another way, that's perfectly fine. But this is just my style. Anyway, let's get back into the cut. So as you see now, I'm going up more into where the occipital bone is. I try not to go too high up past that, because then it's going to make the fade too high and it's not going to look really good in the back of his neck. But now you see me using just the edge of the blade, which helps blend the hair in better versus using the whole blade. So if you use the edge of the blade, it kind of feathers it in, and it won't take as much bulk off. It's just more for that feathering, that blending technique that you want to use. I learned that from my guy Mike Sharp when I was in the Major League Barber. Shout out to Mike Sharp. He's a great, phenomenal barber, man. Shout out to him. As you see now, I got a 2-guard on there to kind of finish off blending that hair into the actual bulk where the curl starts. And then I go back and I just do detail work and just kind of get whatever lines that I didn't get out the first time. I go back into the fade and I just start to detail it. You know, feather the lines out, and just to perfect the fade and make it look, you know, seamless and perfect. So that's what I'm basically doing right now. All right, guys, so now moving to the temple fade. Right now, same basic concept. I start with my trimmers closed, and I create a guideline, and I just go up and create another guideline, and I do the same process from closed, halfway open to achieve that fade. And I do that through each stage of cutting. So yeah, that's just my technique, guys. But yeah, this cut's gonna come out great. My guy Will, I've been cutting him for a long time now. It's been like, I want to say a good 6-7 years I've been cutting him. So he's pretty loyal, a pretty loyal client, and you know, he comes pretty frequently. So this cut is like, you know, his norm right here. Man, I can say, guys, as far as I'm cutting hair, as long as I've been cutting hair, basically, it's been a minute, man, and I really truly love what I do. I try to take my skill to the next level. I always try to better, you know, myself, and I really focus on detailing my work, making sure that everything about it, every detail or aspect about my haircut comes out clean and sharp. As you see, I'm doing right now. I just take my time and I just make sure everything comes out right, and I go back over things if I don't feel like it's right either. So as you see, fading the temple now, again, the other side of the head, and I'm just trying to blend the hair in, get rid of any lines in the fade. Once again, make it seamless. What I like to do on my fades are I like to get behind the ear, because a lot of times when you're doing blowouts or temple fade, neck fades, people sometimes leave a lot of bulk or hair behind the ear. So when you go to shape it up, you really can't get as clean a line as you would if you would knock the hair down just enough so that you can shape it up good. So that's just another technique that I use. I just like to clean it behind the ear, and I feel like it gives the overall haircut a better look too. Gives that blowout a better look, more cleaner look. So that's just my technique that I like to use. So I'm coming down right now with a 2-guard just to kind of lay the hair into the fade, just blending it in, you know, just coming down, blending it in so that everything is smooth transition, looks smooth. It comes out looking seamless. So that's what I'm doing right now. On this side, I'm doing the same thing, just getting rid of that bulk behind the ear so that when I shape it up, it comes out nice and clean. No bulk popping out behind the ear, just clean lines. That's why I like clean lines. You know, I'm from Philly originally. You know, and PA barbers, we're really known for sharp lines and symmetry. I feel like a lot of different states adapted the same style as well. But you know, where I'm from in Philly, we've always had sharp haircuts, sharp lines, without a shadow of a doubt, and we're really big on symmetry. Just things looking symmetrical and things looking right. So we're really big on that. So now I also like to do is I like to trim the front of the hairline down too, so that once again I can get a clean line, because sometimes people leave all that bulk in the front and it's harder to achieve a cleaner line with so much hair just sitting on a hairline. So like once again, I use a 2. I come down in a very probably like a half an inch on your hairline, like in the front. I just come down with the 2, go from a 2 to 1.5 to a 1, just to gradually blend that hair down so it looks like a smooth transition, and I shape it up after that. But I do that once again is to help create cleaner lines. You don't want all that hair hanging over the hairline, and you can't see the shape up because there's too much hair there. So I like to trim those areas down just to create that sharp look, that clean line that you want. And I go in, I spray holding spray on the hairline as well to help lay the hair down, so that when you shape it up, you catch all the hairs and you get that clean line. So that's what I just did before I shaped them up. Now I'm going into it. Also, to help you achieve a straight line, I always start in the middle of the hairline, and I go from the middle to the left, then back from the left to the right, or vice versa. But I always start in the middle, just to start my line, so that I know that the line will be straight. And remember, nobody's hairline is perfectly straight. I was once told by Tom McGill, I'm quoting all these barbers that are like elite barbers in the game right now. He taught me that basically nobody's hairline is straight. It's like playing a balancing act. So whatever side is naturally higher, you want to bring the other side to that, so that the line levels out, is even and it's straight, because nobody's hairline is perfectly straight. Nobody's, unless I don't know, it's just not possible, I feel like. But now I'm going into my arches, and once again, as you see, I like to use the side of my blade to help me achieve that arch look. It's like a pencil almost. I'm basically drawing on his face with the edger as I create the arc on his shape up. So I like to get fine detail into my shape ups, and I take I take pride in my shape ups. I feel like shape ups are like what make haircuts sharp. I mean, you could have a great fade and a crappy shape up, and I feel like it just won't hit as hard. And then you can have a sharp shape up and an okay fade, it'll hit harder because that line is cleaner, that line is sharper, it's more precise. So I just feel like same thing goes with cars as well. It's like if you got a crazy car but you got some ugly rims on it, it's not going to do the car justice. So I always compare that to shape ups. Having a sharp line is like the epitome of a good haircut. A fake, and you can be okay. You can have an okay fade. Like fade don't have to be perfect. Like in my eyes, I feel like, but if the shape up comes out crazy sharp, like it makes the cut. It makes the cut. But once again, I like to get my fades crispy as possible and my shape ups crispy as possible, so that it hits every time. Like people look in the mirror, like, oh my God, this cut is so fresh, it's so clean. Also, guys, if you haven't done it already, please subscribe to my channel, like, hit the notification bell, leave a comment. I will get back to you in the comment section if you guys have any questions or want me to make any other kind of videos. I'll be happy to do it. Let's get back into this cut now, though. As you see, I'm shaping up his line. I try to keep his line as far out as possible, trying to push his line back any at all around the neck area. When I'm going around the ear, I just use the edge of the trimmer. Well, edger, should I say, the edge of the edger to kind of curve around the ear. I try not to bring the curve too high above the ear, just try to keep it at the ear level. Now you see me applying Temptation hair color, semi-permanent, just to give the hairline that extra oomph. This is my style of cutting. Most of my clients that come to me, they love this. This is what they get every single time. So this is how I cut, man. I like to give y'all that juice. I like to give y'all that flavor, that flair. That cleanness, man. So it's like when you come to my chair, you're gonna get out looking Photoshop fresh every time. So like you see, I'm just now I'm going back over the line again after I applied the color, just to make sure everything is symmetrical, everything is straight. I use cards too because I don't want to get any color on the skin that's going to really kind of mess your hairline up. So you want to use cards to kind of keep any type of card, any type of object that you can use to keep the color from hitting the skin. I would just say to use, and then also wear gloves too, because that stuff gets on your fingernails. It's not good. Now I'm using a razor. As you see, I pull the skin tight as I go to use the razor, just to help the skin from getting snagged by the razor and cutting my client. So just pull the skin tight. And pretty much, guys, that's the shape up right there, man. It's clean. It's sharp. It's precise. That's how people like it.